it's nice.
Oh, cool. And are you working on a feature or series?
I think these are all feature, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, and I think the last one I worked on, um, that that's that's already in production, and then all of these are just kind of like they're just kind of early on production, so we're just kind of just having fun figuring out what it is.
Oh, cool.
Hopefully
Okay. And
they
are you
get
working
greenlit.
on
I'm not sure. I think right now they're just all kind of in early production. How about you guys? How are you guys doing?
Doing great.
I'm doing well. For me, I started, I guess, 3 months ago. Oh, 1 second.
Guys, I
Not rusten. Lekker slapen.
okay,
Yeah, it
guys.
was my daughter. She's going to bed.
Ah, good night.
Oh,
And,
good night.
and she's gone.
Okay,
No, for
guys,
me, I started
just a
a few
little
months
heads
ago,
up.
full time.
Just a heads up. We are now live on YouTube. I sent the link
Yeah, then
to
without the
Oh, wonderful.
voices.
Okay.
I sent the link to the Instagram message.
Is it with the voices or without?
Wonderful.
Well, with voices, yes.
Wow. Okay. Oh yeah, now we can go wild. We can't go wild. Okay, I'm gonna check the link where I can find it. Uh,
Good night.
Let me see where it is.
Wonderful.
We need to share it, Wouter.
Yeah, I posted it on Facebook, and I'm going to uh, do an Instagram story
Okay,
as
I'm gonna
well.
check this.
Oh,
Oh yeah. I copied your link in. Why is it? I'm gonna copy the complete thing. Let me see. Yes, that's one. Hey, why is it still? Sometimes I need to check if I'm still connected.
okay.
Let me see. I've got the first link on Facebook.
Cool.
Let's see if I can get it on Instagram. How did you do? Oh yeah. Yes, that's one. Hey, why is it still? Sometimes I need to check if I'm still connected. Huh?
Okay.
Oh, that's double sound. I need to close this.
Now you can't turn the sound off.
Ah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, because it's in.
Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still there,
Okay.
but I don't know.
You stopped talking.
John, Dirk?
Yeah, still here.
Okay, cool. Dirk?
Dirk, where are
Dirk
you?
is dead. I don't know. Let's see if I can.
Still here? Yeah.
Oh, we have a
What do you
question.
do?
We have a
I'm now working on.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. We have a question in the chat. Someone's asking, I'm learning to draw by scaling down a copy just by eyes without using a compass. Any tips? It's comparative measurement. So, is anybody still there?
Yeah, I'm still there. I'm trying.
Okay.
I'm still with. I got my phone in one hand to link with Instagram, and I'm reading the question, but
Yes.
I'm not sure.
Well, I think when it comes to scaling, I think it has to do with drawing from reference, and I think a good way to do that is to try to look at your reference and think in terms of big shapes, so that you're not, if you focus on the details and compare the details, then the overall measurements might get lost. And so if you think of it, if you think of a character in terms of big shapes first, this is one character and this is the other one, you know the measurements, and you start looking, which is the coat they're wearing, maybe the feet, or maybe there's a hat. If you think of the design in terms of big shapes first, rather than going into detail, I think that can really help to keep those measurements correct.
Very cool.
Oh no, his opponent is gone.
He's gonna have a different opponent.
Yes.
He's gonna have.
Oh, a mighty cat.
In medicine. I don't know. It's dumb.
Oh, there he is.
Let's go back to the big guy.
Yes, I'm back. Oh, need to close
Are you
this
okay?
one.
Are you still
Yeah.
here, Dirk?
I think I'm back.
Ah,
I think I just got back.
welcome back.
I refreshed and everything froze. Well, you can see my Mondrian
Yes, absolutely.
experiment, I think. Yeah, I was.
Yeah, Japanese style.
Yeah, my computer wasn't responding. Ah, there it is. There it is again. Yes, there it is again. Okay. I was just hearing snippets of everybody speaking.
Okay.
Didn't
No,
really...
no problem. You're here now. So how are you doing, Dirk?
Yes, I'm here. I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay now.
Good.
I think, yeah. So what
Dirk, I have
happened
to
in
say,
between?
let's see, not a whole lot. I was gonna say I love the work you did on the sprite camp. That was
Oh, that was
awesome.
cool. Could you talk a little bit
Oh yeah.
about that, Dirk?
Yeah, of course. What would you like to know? What would you like to know about it? There's so much to
Wow,
say
were you
on that.
was it were you on the project long?
Um, yeah, I think we worked on it for about a year and a half,
Oh wow,
and I
I
was
noticed.
officially on the project for, ooh, I don't know, like maybe um, I have to do the math now, like 6 or 7 months of that. Um,
Wow.
but I stayed in close touch with Matthew, giving feedback and seeing edits and um, talking about ideas and everything.
Uh,
So yeah, no, it was an absolute super fun. It was a super fun project
Was the team
to have
live in
worked on, and I
in
it was.
Amsterdam?
like.
Was everybody in Amsterdam at Blenders, or was this all done from home?
It's mostly done from home. I think the last couple of months, the Blender team went back into the studio. I know that Matthew was in Amsterdam for the last month
Okay.
to finish, but I have completely worked remote on this.
Okay.
Yeah, and the cool thing is,
Yeah,
it's I got I I got involved super early when we were still trying to figure out the story. Um, but I also, did the sketches for the credits and sketches for the poster design and sketches for the logo, and it's the whole it's the whole project that I got to see and was sort of part of, which was super fun. Yeah.
Really cool. It
you did
turned
a
out
great
great.
job. It was
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah, thanks. I'm also very happy to see how it all turned out. Like the the whole, yeah. I mean, the whole team just really did an amazing job. I think
Mm.
uh,
Yeah.
so much stuff that I have no idea how people, how that works, how you do that, like technical stuff within 3D software, and I have no idea. But it yeah, it all looks super cool. Uh,
Wow.
Yeah. I love
Will you be
how.
doing more work
Oh, sorry.
with the team? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Water.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to ask if will you be doing more work with Matthew or with the team?
um, Yeah, that's the intention. Um,
Uh-huh.
Definitely. I mean, it's not the first project I worked on with Matthew. Uh, so so yeah, we definitely are. Our intention is to make to make more things, to get more
Uh-huh.
things made. Um, on what timeline, I have no idea, but that's cool. And and I mean, some people involved with the project. I'm also working on projects they're involved in as well. I can't say anything about those, but so that's fun. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's yeah. I hope we get a chance to make another project together. That would be awesome.
Great. Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole thing was awesome. Great story, great design, great production. It was awesome. Everything.
Yeah, I love how it
Yeah.
starts out. Well, except for the snail that gets squashed right in the beginning. But you know, other than that, it starts out when you see the mushrooms, you think you're looking at the Smurfs, and they're so happy and joyful, and then suddenly it just turns. So cool.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. I mean, the whole um, Matthew's pitch was to do a comedy horror, um, in in the sense of films like Gremlins,
Hmm.
and so I mean, story wise, you're dealing with this genre of horror, and so you can look at a lot of horror films
Hmm.
and study the structure of how those work.
Yeah,
Uh, that was, I think, a huge inspiration
but they don't all start
uh,
with the Smurfs.
from Matthew's work. Sorry?
They don't all start with the Smurfs. I thought that was a nice
No,
take on
exactly.
it.
But that I think that was kind of the yeah, that was the initial idea, like taking, you know, Smurf-like creatures, which Matthew called sprites,
Yeah.
and have and have them go mental, sort of, or see the darker side, like the Jekyll and Hyde kind of side of them.
Yes. Yeah.
Just like like Gremlins, a little like in Gremlins as well. You have the cute what's his name, Gizmo, and then if you water him, then the evil Gremlins appear. Um, yeah.
Are there specific camera angles or movements that are specific to horror that you used?
Well, I think it's the progression of angles.
Uh-huh.
Um, like in the like before the turn, before everything turns, everything is relatively horizontal, and there's very few strong verticals or diagonals
Mm-hmm.
being used in the composition, or and the shots are a little bit longer, the colors are a little bit more saturated, um, until everything turns, and then it's more deep space, more things going away from camera, things coming at camera, um, more diagonals, more verticals,
Yeah, yeah.
higher
Becomes
pace
more
of
dynamic
editing,
as the
more
storytelling becomes.
contrast.
Yes.
Yeah. So we really worked hard on the whole progression of the entire film, each half of the film, first half compared to the second half, but also the progression of escalation, and
Uh-huh.
how funny, you know, don't start with the funniest gag first, but save
Mm.
that for the, let's say, the third gag, and
Yes.
do two less funnier gags, so you build up in funniness.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, things like that. And of course, in the storyboard phase, which I was involved in, you really try out a lot of stuff,
Uh-huh.
and you kind of are working on the structure of the whole film. And then in the layout phase, that's where really you start to finesse the compositions, and you start to adding things like the camera shake and all those type of things.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But that's, yeah, it's just sort of an extra step. But I mean, in the storyboard phase, we completely figured out the thing that we wanted to, like how the story was playing.
Yeah.
We completely figured that out in the storyboard. storyboard face. Yeah.
Cool.
I'm also watching what is all happening on my
Yeah.
screen. It's like, I'm like, I have to think like, what am I trying to say, and then seeing all these things happening.
Yeah, this is more like a stream of consciousness. Just go at it and don't think. And then you look
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's super fun. Yeah, and it's so interesting. Like every project you get to work on, they're never the same. You know, it's so amazing how they all are so different from each other in terms of process, and it's yeah, that's also very exciting. I think working on many different things: TV series, feature films, commercials. They're short films.
How do you prepare for
They're
that?
also yeah. How do you prepare for that? I'm not sure if you can. You kind of just roll with the punches, sort of. I think, yeah.
Yeah, well, that makes sense.
You know, you could think that if you've done one project, you're like, okay, so I kind of have experienced the process, so I kind of maybe now know how it works. But then you start another one, and yes, you have gained a lot of experience, but it's also there's all these new problems to solve again, all over, and it basically all starts over. Which is that's super fun. No, but the Sprite Fright, the whole project, that was super.
Jeremy, is there anything you're working on that you can talk about?
No, I'm working on some things, doing some stuff for a theme park. It's super cool with character design. That was new for me.
Cool.
But no big projects besides that yet. Small things.
Yes.
But for me, the story is that I started 3 months ago, I guess, as a full-time.
Hello?
I've been digging your latest compositions and story moments. They're awesome.
Yeah, I love them too. Jeremy, are you still here? I think we lost him.
Oh no.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Now I hear you.
I
Yeah.
can hear you now.
Yeah, well, I don't know why I was gone. So I don't know what was the last thing that you heard me say.
You started as a freelancer about 2 months ago, I think, is what you said.
Yeah, 3 months ago.
Yes.
So off and on, I have something, a small thing to do. I already did some cool stuff.
Nice. Let me just make some room here.
Jeremy is gone again. Oh, there's some. Oh, the whole drawing is refreshing itself.
Yeah, I deleted my layer so we have some room again.
Oh, okay.
We could start a new drawing if we all uh, turn off the layers and create new ones.
Sure.
Oh, you can see it. Like, oh yeah. Oh, like that. I can also make a new layer.
Yes.
Add a layer. Oh, Jeremy's.
Hello?
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Whoa.
I'm back again. I didn't hear any voices anymore.
Well, you're back.
And again, I don't know what was the last thing you heard.
Oh man. Yeah, you started freelancing 3 months ago.
This is a deja vu, huh? Yeah.
Hey,
Uh,
hey, wait, where's my layer?
on the right, you can see the color that is assigned to you.
Yeah. Oh.
Uh,
Yeah, but I can't see anything you guys are drawing. Is the
No,
yeah,
yeah,
it's
we
blank now, right?
yeah we started
Oh, I see John.
started anew.
Like it's like a graffiti jam.
Yeah.
It's like drawing in your black books with everyone, all drawing at in the same black book.
Yes. Someone asks a question. Please share your thoughts about VR.
Who?
Anyone?
VR.
Yeah.
I think it's cool. I think it's still trying to figure itself out as far as what you can do with it.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
I love it. I was lucky enough to work with it a little bit, and I loved it. I loved it. It was like you were trying to figure out what to do with it. Um, I was only on a short project with Google, and it was like a music video, but I loved how I was trying to transfer everything I learned from animation into designing for VR, and it was very cool. You realized, okay, where to put the design and how to lay it out and stuff. So, it was great, and
Cool.
it was like a very much a learning experience for me.
I heard people sometimes get nauseous because of it. Did you have any problem with that?
Really, not that I heard of, but I can,
Okay.
I can imagine that might happen.
Okay.
Yeah, like motion sickness, or
Yeah,
if
yeah, yeah,
things are
exactly.
going kind of weird on it. Yeah.
Have any of you tried it?
I tried it once, but yeah, I tried it once, but it's not for me.
Okay.
Makes me nervous. Well, I miss reality. I don't like it being in a different world. Like that. I really miss connection, and then because my fantasy goes wild when I'm VR, then I'm really the same thing when I'm watching a movie. I can get so deep into a movie, emotional, and also like transporting myself into that movie. So when I have VR on, then it's really extreme for me. Then I'm really like, man, I'm never coming back.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
in
yeah,
a
yeah.
different world, so it's not working.
Sounds
I don't like it on that way. I think
okay.
it's super cool. I see some amazing stuff, and the experience is super intense. But I think it's too intense for me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You talk about it like you're on drugs if you do it or something.
Yeah, because yeah, I'm too sensitive, I guess, for
Hmm.
experiencing such a thing like
Okay,
that.
yeah, yeah. I've never tried it, but I see
Then you
some
should.
amazing stuff being created with it. I think it has a lot of potential.
It absolutely has.
So John is building Rome in one day.
No, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of like, whatever. Just go for it.
Beat me up, Dirk.
Hi, Peter. Peter's watching from New Zealand. Says hi.
Hey, Peter.
Oh, hi.
Hi,
Oh.
New Zealand.
So
What time is
where
it now in
exactly are they
New
watching?
Zealand?
How are they watching this? Because I kind of missed that, I think.
Oh, I'm streaming this
We
on
have a camera
on YouTube.
out there.
Oh, on YouTube.
We have a
Okay.
camera. If you look at your ceiling, we have a camera placed there, and we're watching you.
Oh yeah,
You're on candid camera.
outside my
Cool. I
window.
see
Great.
someone from Gert from Belgium. Hey, Gert. And Mr. Grinch from Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Wow.
Awesome.
How many people are watching this at this moment?
5.
Yes.
Awesome. Rome
Oh,
is
it's 9
being
a.m. New
invaded
Zealand.
by a UFO.
Yeah. Well, I like this because
There's a big spider.
it reminds me a little bit of when we used to go to CTN or Lightbox, and then afterwards we would have dinner and we would be drawing on the tablecloth. This is really, it really reminds me of that feeling. So this is great. Thanks, guys.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's super cool. I miss that. I'm so happy when we can go to
Sorry,
those
I'm spilling some
festivals.
spaghetti on the tablecloth. Spaghetti from dinner on the tablecloth. It's meatballs.
That was a fun night in Paris. That was great.
That was awesome.
Oh yeah.
It was the first time I met you, John, in Paris.
That's right. Yeah. That was so cool. That was so fun.
Did anybody of you go to a festival at this moment? Or a few of them were already open for audience.
Like what?
Yeah, you had THU. People went there, and there was another one that passed by. And a lot of people
What was
went there.
the view?
Even Annecy was sort of open.
Okay. I haven't been.
Well, I can't wait to visit one.
Same here.
Really looking forward to whatever will be the first one.
Yeah.
I hope Annecy will go full force this year. And Lightbox, of course.
Yeah. I think it's
Would be great.
happening in October next year.
Yeah, let's hope we can go there.
Yeah.
The one here. To build a trap door. Let's see, how do I build a trap door? Maybe there's a trap door here. Or no, make it black. Trap door on the floor. And the door opened. And out comes, I don't know.
Right there. Sometimes I'm zooming in and I miss all the other things that are happening at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Ah. There's more brushes.
John, Hassan asks,
Yes.
especially at you, how is life as an artist? Is it hard?
No, well, I don't think so. It can be stressful. But I mean, I get paid to do what I love, which is awesome. I get to work with awesome people and on awesome projects, so that's great. But just like any other job, and everyone here can I think can vouch for it. It has its times where it can be a little stressful, and you just have to just figure it out. But I mean, I'm lucky doing what I'm doing. Yeah, it can be hard. Like when you work on a new job, you have to like, oh, well, figure out what it is or design it. And I'm like, well, I don't know what that is. I've never drawn that. So, you know, I just go through the same process. Like, do research, put your head around it, try and find story with it. How do what are the needs for it? And you just take it in baby steps. You just kind of try and figure it out.
Yeah, I think also because
It's all good though.
you're also pushing your own boundaries all the time, so you're always trying to improve, and that's why I think you can feel like uh, there's still so much to learn. That can be tough sometimes, but at the same time, we're now in our free time doing what we love, which is the same thing as what our jobs is. So I I I feel blessed, doing what I love every day.
Yeah, yeah. It's very lucky. Feel very fortunate to doing this for doing this.
Yeah.
This is awesome. I'm just seeing what everyone's doing. So good. Oh,
Yeah, sometimes you just have to stop drawing for a while and look around, and you see so much new stuff again.
I know. I was like lost in my little zone of zombies, and I look up and I'm like, oh my god, look how awesome everyone's like adding on to what's already there.
Hi, Sylvain. Sylvain Mark is watching.
Oh, Sylvain.
Hi, welcome.
Sylvain, I was looking at your site, your website. I think 4 or 5 days ago. What's great is I see like you're already kind of setting up to put on new artwork from Luca and some other stuff. So yeah, I'm looking. Oh, Ron's gone wrong. Yeah, so I'm excited to see what you put up.
Yeah, I love the stuff you've been posting of those movies.
So good. Okay, I'm gonna add a village back there or something back there. Let's see. How about there's a I don't know. Here we go. Here we go.
Jeremy,
Yeah,
do you want to talk a little bit about the Project X you've been posting?
Project X. Yeah, that's something that just happened. I mean, often when I sketch in my sketchbook, I try to visualize all kinds of ideas, and sometimes new things pop up. And
Hmm.
sometimes you draw and you start with a story, and sometimes you just start drawing, and then a story appears. And I think something like that happened a little bit with Project X.
Hmm.
Start working on a character, and then more stories around that uh, were growing in my head, and then I thought, well, let's have some more fun with that, and I use it to practice. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a freelancer now. I don't have work every day, so I want to spend my time wisely and create cool stuff, but also learn. So yeah, use a project like that, project
Yeah.
for learning. But it's uh, I I noticed that it's really growing in my head. The story is growing, and with a character, when you only just sketch a character as idea, but if you start with a story, then that story is constantly in your mind.
Hmm.
That's how it works for me then.
Yeah.
And so it's in my mind constantly, thinking about characters, what's gonna happen, which character is who, why is that character like that, and yeah, it's it's a thing that yeah, how do I explain that? It's a thing where I have a lot of fun with,
Yeah. That
and
it shows.
I don't yeah, I don't know where it's gonna end. I have plans to write down that story because I often sketch my stories for myself.
Mm-hmm.
When I take notes, people just see the drawings, but in my mind, I know what I try to do or what's behind it or what will happen. So I need to force myself to put it on paper
Mm-hmm.
in writing then instead of just drawing. So,
And uh,
well,
you mentioned you don't know where this is headed, but do you feel like it eventually needs to have an end result like a comic or a movie or anything,
yeah, a lot
or
of people.
is it for you just about having fun creating those ideas?
Well, um, well, I don't. I'm not aiming at a comic. I
Uh-huh.
don't have much connection with comics. I like comics, but I try to approach it as it was a movie.
Yes.
So try to imagine that I was working for somebody and I needed to explore characters, etc. So that's my goal. I don't know. It would be cool if it would be a movie, and maybe in the future I can pitch it. I don't know,
Mm.
but I have that fantasy, so that helps me to be creative and create things that help me to grow as an artist.
Yeah.
So I don't know where this will end. Again, would be cool if it was a movie or but I guess I don't have a clear answer for this
Hmm.
because I'm still
No, well, at the
looking
moment
for that.
it's clearly about the exploration and to
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
And the learnings and really creating something that um, inspires myself, I guess,
Yeah,
because
well, that's the
often
best.
uh, when you yeah, you need to inspire yourself as well. I can look at other artists, but I need to inspire myself. What am I able to do?
Yeah.
How far can I push it? Often I've only focused on characters, but with this project, I did some rough sketches with story. I don't want to be a story sketcher or anything else, but sometimes I like to try again. And my background isn't just characters. I used to do a lot of stuff with backgrounds and concept thing, also with writing story.
Well,
But
actually John and I were recently discussing your designs. I think John, you mentioned you especially like those story moments, right?
I do. Yeah, they're awesome. They're
oh,
great.
really? Thanks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
those are
beautiful.
things that I like to do. But again, it's a different skill. Huh? I mean, but I can use them
Well,
to show what I'm thinking.
well, it's not
Just,
that different in my opinion in the sense that your storytelling.
Yeah. A lot of people then automatically, when I do things like that, ask questions about storyboarding, but I don't know anything about
Mm.
storyboarding. I mean, we have Dirk here; he's the master
Yes.
of it, and of course also John, etc. So, but for me, it's a tool to tell my story,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I
No,
like to
that's
do it
great.
in
I
a
mean,
rough
they're
way.
beautiful.
Yeah, sometimes they're so rough that I'm not sure if people can read them, but that's not my goal when I create my artwork. I do it for myself, and then well, it's always great to hear that it inspires people or something, but it's never my first goal when I draw that I do it for others. When I
Yeah.
draw for my when I post it on social media.
Yeah.
But
Well.
it's great to see that people can read those sketches.
Uh huh. Oh, he's gone again.
No, I'm back.
Ah, there you are.
Yeah, but I'm back. I don't know what I said last.
Well, you said it's great that people can read those sketches,
Uh, yeah, so that's a good sign then.
but that's not
Sometimes I
what
show
you're
it to my
doing them
kids,
for.
and no, it's really for myself. But
Oh,
it's awesome to hear that people can read them,
yeah.
and that it yeah motivates them or something like that.
Yeah.
The only thing that I sometimes use my kids with those rough sketches, and then I'm really curious about do my kids understand what they see of what I'm drawing in that roughness, and then mostly they can. So that's sometimes
Cool. That's good to have your test audience.
yeah. I guess I don't have a clear conversation now because I'm also focusing on my drawings
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah, I noticed that
how to,
it's quite challenging to talk and draw at the same time.
Yes.
yeah. I don't
What?
I don't know if the things that I say make sense or not because I'm thinking, okay, what am I doing? And I have to, but sometimes I also have to think about how I'm gonna explain it in English, or I can't find the right words, and
Mm.
then I need to use a different word, and then I'm thinking, oh man, that wasn't the right one. Oh yeah,
Well, it's all good.
yeah, I guess so. Was a cool thing. A while ago, I had my first interview on for playgrounds,
Uh huh.
and at the beginning, I didn't want to do it because I really was like, my English isn't that well, and maybe I don't need to do it. But then I convinced myself, who cares? Does it need to be perfect? Uh, so it was for me something like face my own fears, and I thought, well, then do it. I need to do it,
Well,
and it went well.
yeah, and I don't, unless it's totally understandable. People are interested. People are interested in what you have to say, not how you say it. I think.
Yeah, I guess so, but I really have to admit that that's a thing that I try to push away, I guess, or sometimes maybe I'm a little bit ashamed of that it's not perfect.
Mm.
So I really had to convince myself, like, stop doing that. Also for myself and also for others to show, like, okay, everybody struggles with certain things. This is a small struggle for me, and the only way to uh, uh, overcome that thing that you're afraid of is just by doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I saw it.
Do
I
it.
think you did great.
Thanks.
There's another question. Are you planning to publish a new digital book. Tutorials was awesome. Oh, thank you. Actually, I had no plans, but now that you mention it, I might consider it. So yeah, maybe it's a good idea. I actually, when I created the tutorials book, I had in mind to create a sequel, since in my mind it's the first part of more things that I have to say. So I might just do that. The thing is just it's incredibly busy at the moment, so it might take a while, but I will keep it in mind. Hey, Rochelle. Rochelle asks, is Project X about the awesome Frankenboy?
Yeah, Frankenboy. Yeah, that's a project, but also it's just a temp name, so it's not a final title for this project. But I used a title that works for now, and well, again, I don't know where it will end. Also using that project to to try stuff with putting more personal stuff in there to make it stronger, because often I just draw a character from and then I focus on other people that I analyze or recognize. But now I thought, well, maybe I can use some personal things that I can put in this character. So that's a new thing for me.
Cool.
Yeah, again, having a lot of fun with it, and let's see where it ends or starts. Stay positive.
Hey, Rens. Dirk, did you watch the Piet Kroon interview on Playgrounds?
No, haven't watched that.
I thought it might interest
Also,
you.
wasn't aware that it was there.
Okay.
Oh yeah, cool. Can you still watch? Can you still watch it later, or?
Yeah. It's on
Yeah.
their channel. I thought it might be interesting to you since, as I remember correctly.
Well, you know, Pete is Pete is the reason that I'm currently doing storyboarding.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. So
as a living. Yeah, it was his Pete's workshop that I took in 2011, I think. That really I kind of recognized. It was the first time I heard about the job storyboard artist. I didn't know really what that was about, and Pete in his workshop. I was curious. I went to the workshop. He explained it in the first morning, set out what it is about, and I was like, oh my god, that is really cool. Gonna try and learn that and see how far I can get with that.
Sorry, I wasn't laughing at you. I was just looking at the drawings.
Oh no, yeah, oh no. Oh, now I can finish this guy.
Yeah. Geert is asking
He's visible all of a sudden. He's visible.
if anyone knows what Piet Kroon is doing currently.
Like literally right now?
Yes.
I don't know, maybe he's watching TV.
He's watching this.
I don't know what Pete is working on. I haven't talked to him.
I'm just now realizing what everyone's drawing. So awesome.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, I zoomed in when I'm drawing, and then when I zoom out, I'm realizing what everyone else is drawing. I'm like, oh my god, it's awesome.
All right.
Has anyone ever used this program for work? Because I think it could be really useful in brainstorm sessions.
Not for
I never
work.
used it.
But yeah, I know for, have you guys noticed in Zoom there's an annotate button? So it has a similar feature where you can just draw over people's sketch.
Yeah, yeah. It doesn't have the same pressure sensitivity, right? And this really has more
Yeah,
more of a
it's very
Photoshop feel to it. But I have seen that. Yeah.
it does. It's yeah, it's limiting, but yeah, you can there is an option there where you can do stuff with it.
So we have a question. Any tips on how to break away from the traps of structure drawing? I'm having issues transferring my life drawing into good character design. What are your thoughts on that, John?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question again?
Yes, of course. Any tips on how to break away from the traps of structure drawing? I'm having issues transferring my life drawing into good character design.
I don't know. It's that's a good question. I think I kind of, I guess when I try and do this character, I just try and keep everything gestural and very shape driven, and then caricatured. So I will kind of push forms, shapes, volumes a little more than what's there, because it's more friendlier for animation, where the proportions kind of lean more in animation world versus illustration world or something like that. I don't know. Like let's see, I'm trying to think. Oh, I think I just hung up. Did I,
You're
there?
Yes, you're still here.
I accidentally hit the phone button. I heard the dead ringer tone. So yeah, I'm just trying to think. Like.
Yeah, I agree with what you said, John. When you draw from structure alone, things can get really stiff. And what I usually do is I start with a gesture, and then and can be a shape like this, and then from there on I'll start to add volume to that. So then your construction can still be in there, but it's much more fluid because you start with something that already has that gesture in there.
Yeah. Yeah, there's something already there grounded.
Yeah.
That you can always go back to. And then, I don't know. I'm just kind of doing, I started with a simple gesture, and then I just kind of pushed the proportions a bit, and then I could just, I'm not locked into something or married to it. I could just kind of push it. I always start with a shape, eye line, center line. I kind of go to my features. So if I was to kind of look at a model, I try and okay, everything is to real proportions how I see it. And then after that, I would just kind of okay.
And he's gone again.
I think.
Is everybody gone?
I'm still here.
Hello?
Oh, hello?
Yes, I'm still here.
So it is
Yeah.
challenging to listen, talk, and draw at the same time. It's a
Yes.
I'm also ironing, doing the wash. I'm also fading out.
Yes.
Nobody's seeing that, huh?
Oh man,
With my-
I just realized I was talking for 5 minutes. I didn't realize I was off.
Well, thanks for the advice, John.
Anyway, that's my answer. That's okay.
Like Forrest Gump, and
I hope you all got
that's
that.
all I have to say about that.
Exactly.
This was the secret
That,
of.
that was the most precious advice you've ever given, and it's lost now.
The
Oh
secret
well.
to success.
Yeah.
The best pencil to use.
Yeah, that must have been it.
That was it. I'm only gonna say this once, and that's it.
Yes. We finally would have figured out what brush you use.
I guess normally I don't make these kind of sketches in my sketchbook.
you
This
save
is
them for
I can
us.
break free. I'm breaking free.
It's great.
Guess we need to do this more often. I like it.
Yeah, it's nice.
I'm wondering what would happen if we all were drunk and then draw.
You're not drunk?
Drunk and draw. Drunk and draw.
Drunk and
I
draw.
want to try that one.
That would be cool to do one night.
Yeah,
Of
let's
course,
do
I'd
that.
have to drink during the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or we have to get up
Oh, yeah,
really
yeah.
early.
We just talked about Project X, but
Yes.
do you guys have a project that you are working out besides work? Yeah, because often people ask about, do you have time to draw for yourself? How's that for you guys when you have a full-time job or working full-time on a project for clients? Do you still have time left
I'm
to draw for yourself or motivation to still draw?
Motivation is never the
yeah, I'm still
problem.
plugging on my book with the cat.
Okay. Do you plan spending time on that or you just grab the time that's there? John.
Oh, whenever
John?
I can. Like, you know, I'm busy with work and other stuff, and then mentoring, and so, you know, if I
Okay,
can
yeah.
squeeze, what, maybe like 15 minutes to do a composition, I'll do it. But it's really slow coming. You know, I'll
Yeah,
just
that's
kind
a
of.
cool thing with personal projects, huh? You don't, you aren't in a rush or something. You can do it whenever you feel like doing it.
Yeah, it's like it's your own pace, your own schedule. It's,
Yeah,
you know, there's no
you're
real
your own
deadline
boss.
unless you impose one on it.
Yeah,
Definitely.
that's the thing that I like about drawing for yourself. You really can do whatever you want. You don't have a, you're not in a hurry, or you, yeah, like you just said, you can create your own deadline if you want to.
Yeah. It's one of those things though. It's like I want to do more to it, but yeah, you're just kind of, you know, you can only do so much because of the schedule. It's
Yeah,
a little frustrating because it's like, oh, I should be doing more to it, or I wish I did more to it, but you know, gotta be patient, just kind of like stay focused and commit. Oh,
Oh, he's gone.
is he jumping off the bridge, Water?
No, 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 no. This was continuing your street.
Oh, okay.
That's
Let me
why I
just
say,
go
oh,
ahead.
he's gone.
Oh no, I see. What did I do with it? I had
Oh,
is it this
he's
one?
back.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Oh, cool. Okay.
I didn't see him anymore, but
Oh,
now
okay.
the
Yeah. This.
perspective is off. Let me.
No, no, it's great because the street. You continue the street.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let me go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and erase the borders then. Do that. How do I do that? Erase. Ah, there it is. Okay, so I'm gonna erase the borders.
was the last question answered in the chat? Maybe I missed it. Question from
Um,
Rochelle. Do you prefer freelancing or work in the studio?
I've never
You
worked in a
didn't mention
studio,
that before.
so I think that answers the question.
Oh, you didn't?
No, never.
Yeah, for
Would you
me,
want to?
What's that?
Oh, I was gonna say, would you want to work in the studio?
Well, I really enjoy, you know, scheduling my own time, and I really like being alone when I work. But who knows? Maybe when my son is older and I have more freedom to move wherever I want, I might just try it. But I've never really had that urge. Well, I did have the urge when I was starting out, but then it turned out to be possible to work from home, and I just really like that. So, but I might. I honestly I can't actually answer the question because I don't have a frame of reference.
But Dirk, Jeremy,
you, John?
have you guys worked in?
Yeah, I worked in studios. I've worked in studios all my life. I worked 14 years in the casual gaming industry in studios. Before that, I worked in an advertising agency. Yeah, it's also sort of a studio. Um, and now, since a few months, this is the first time that I'm freelancing. So I'm still getting used to that. Well, and I love that. Doesn't mean that I miss certain things. I like working in a team where you can make jokes all day long and just yeah, connecting with each other. And now I'm on my own, working from home. So that's a new thing. You have to wait for new assignments. I just started with a few. Yeah, it's all new for me. So but my first impression is that of course, I love freelancing. Although I always said to myself that I'm never gonna do it in the future, because I thought, well, it's too risky when you have a family, etc. But I don't know. Life pushed me in this direction, and I just wanted to try it. And again, maybe I've been doing it too short at this moment to say like if it's perfect or not. But until now, I like it. The freedom I love, of course.
Yeah.
But again, it's
Yeah.
also different to compare, because I'm talking about working in a studio in the game industry, and my heart is more in the animation industry. So I didn't experience working in a studio for a animation studio. So I can't talk about that part yet.
Yeah.
Would you ever go back into a studio, John?
I don't know. You know, uh, I, me and Erin, my wife, we talk about it, but I'm kind of used to this now. I mean, when I left Pixar to work at home, it was tough. It was kind of, as you guys know, the adjustment was not easy, and I missed working with people. I missed that. But then after a while, I'm like, oh, I once you kind of figure out the discipline and time management a little bit more, it's like, oh, I kind of have a little more time to do my own thing, and then I wasn't missing all the stuff from work, like the meetings or the politics or all this other stuff,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I felt more productive at home,
Okay.
and that was wonderful. That was like wow. But I miss the energy working with people. I miss being at a table jamming.
Yeah.
I miss going to lunch with
Yeah.
folks. That I miss.
Yeah. I
But
can imagine.
I don't know. I think I'm older now, so I don't mind working from home because it offers other things for me. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
now I'm teaching, so I can teach more. It's more flexible for me.
Hmm.
But yeah, but I do miss it. I mean, I don't know. I'd have to, if there was ever an opportunity, I'd always have to consider it.
What about you, Dirk?
Well, at the moment, I'm quite enjoying the because I'm working from home, the variety of projects, the number of different clients, um, being able to work on worldwide from home.
Yeah.
With all the technology available now. I mean, I really that's what I at the moment I really enjoy. I think for the first couple of years, I did focus more on getting experience working in house in studios, which I did. And I think for the first couple of years, it was great because you kind of, you need to learn from others and work closely with experienced people. You learn a lot from them.
Hmm.
But also at one point, it's also okay to kind of venture off and do more of your own, a little bit more of your own thing. But I really enjoy the flexibility of how I divide up my days, which hours I work.
Yeah.
that I really enjoy, and I haven't haven't really experienced that kind of freedom in a way when I worked a studio job, or even when I had a shared studio with other people, which outside of home where you would go to a day.
That
Like all the
that also
the
didn't give you the
time you
freedom.
spend commuting. Well, it's all the I notice now that all the time commuting to and from a studio or a workspace, I really like having that time, extra in a day, kind of for myself, and I can then maybe do some work in outside or in the garden, or at home, or spend some time working on your personal projects, like the half hour or hour I would normally commute in a day. Yeah, I can kind of spend that the way I like that. I really enjoy that
Hmm.
moment. Um,
Hey, Wilbert.
yeah, do I?
Wilbert just stepped in. He says, "Is there an overarching idea
Oh,
to the messy
cool.
placement you guys are doing?" Well, do any of you have an overarching idea?
Well, it's
Well,
pure improv, I think.
No.
It's go with the flow.
well, maybe then now it's time to tell about our plans for the feature film with this.
Yeah.
This is a new feature film that's coming. We've been working on for this for 5 years now, so
Yeah, this is the pitch.
yeah. I wasn't joking, eh? Real movie.
just looking, I'm just looking at everything happening on this page. Like what? What is happening?
That's awesome.
Yeah, nice.
I want to have a shirt with this on
Really?
it. Or a tattoo. So when somebody's watching this, you can use it for a tattoo.
Oh, there's all this new space opening up.
Yeah, again, I'm missing out on a lot of stuff because sometimes I'm zooming in. So, oh yeah, you're right. More drawing space.
There's a question in the chat. It's from Strugabugga. Can someone who's done plenty of Rule 34 art make it in the art industry? What's Rule 34 art?
Ooh, what?
I don't know what that is.
Rule 34?
Yeah.
Don't you
I've
know
never
the
heard of
rules,
Rule
Dirk?
34 art.
This I don't know this rule. No, no idea.
Yeah, so
Or is it
I guess
about age?
it's
It's the age thing. Can somebody?
age.
No, that's something else.
Yeah, if someone wants to, yeah, Strugabugga, if you want to clarify that, I've never heard of Rule 34 art.
Maybe nobody knowing that rule ever made it in the art industry.
I really don't know.
That was a joke. An attempt.
Oh, okay. Well, I just internet searched it. What is Rule 34? Rule 34 is an internet concept, meaning that if something exists in real life or is made up, there will be a pornographic depiction of it. This includes cartoons, celebrities, objects, and in some cases, these depictions go well beyond usual themes found in mainstream pornography. So I guess it sounds like in many cases of Rule 34, internet users depict their favorite cartoon or animated characters in sexual fantasies. So going back to the question, can someone who's done plenty of Rule 34 art make it in the art industry? I guess you can, but the thing is you have to just separate what you've done there to mainstream. I mean, they're going to, what you've done in the past, I think they'll reflect on that. Is that all you can do? I don't know. I mean, it's a tough question. It depends on what the response is from the studios, and if you can, and if you can do anything else outside of that. Can you do mainstream? Can you do good mainstream? I don't know. Yeah, but I mean, it's a hard question. I think it depends on how each studio would respond to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, adult. Yeah, I see. Yeah, struck by adult cartoon. Yeah. Yeah, I think it just depends. I think just like anything else, whatever you do, just is it something that the studios can use? Do they see merit in your work that they can use your talents and whatever projects they're doing? So, I mean, yeah, I mean that's the best way to answer it because I really don't know, but I don't want to limit or say no. I think if you have something to offer and your stuff is good and it is mainstream friendly and it's awesome, go for it.
Yeah, I don't think it should be a reason you could not make it.
Yeah. Yeah, I always say, don't you say no, let them say no. So I don't know what the answer is, but don't limit yourself. Just go for it. And if they say no, well, they say no, but at least you tried. But then you got to just like anything else, you just got to deliver what you can deliver.
Yeah. Oh. What's that?
taking frame grabs as we go because it keeps changing. This is awesome, guys. I'm just now seeing new stuff.
Whoa.
Yeah. Like, woo.
I lost my
What?
story.
What happened?
Whoa.
Whoa.
Oh.
Who was this?
Is that me? Did I just do that?
Nice.
Yes.
Let's go.
Oh,
New
shoot.
layer. White pencil.
Did I do
Command
something?
G. You can do Command
Oh,
G,
shit.
then it's going back.
Man,
You don't have to remove
there it
this.
is. Whew.
Yes.
Oh,
Sorry
I
about
thought
that.
we could start drawing ghosts and underwater fish.
There's a question in the chat from Rochelle. Hey, Rochelle. Are there any staple things that should always be in your portfolio? Yeah, anybody, guys? Yeah, any suggestions?
Well,
I missed
if you
the-
want to be a storyboard artist, then you want to include storyboards in your portfolio. It sounds super obvious, but it's something I also had to learn.
Sounds good. How many sequences do you suggest people do? Like, is there a certain set number you think would be a good number to put in as far as sequences?
Oh, well, in the advice I usually received regarding that is to do to try to do one dramatic sequence, one comedic sequence, and one action sequence. That way you can kind of show your range and your strengths and your weaknesses for that matter in the range of sequences. So I think that's So I would say, if you can, you want to include, three of those.
Cool. That's a good suggestion. I would say too, if those other, like, say you're strong in one and maybe not as strong in the others, that's okay. I think still striving for adding 3 sequences is good, as long as you showcase overall good storytelling, composition, staging, um, that kind of thing. Maybe one could be, they could all be like, if your strong point is maybe dramatic or subtle acting, that's great. But maybe one can lean more where you push more of the composition, or yeah, try your best to indicate a little action, maybe a chase scene, walk scene.
Yeah, it also has to. I think it also has to do with, do you yourself know where your strengths are, or what kind of sequences what type of storyboard work you really want to get, then put in more of that. But if you're kind of still trying to find that out, maybe, then kind of aiming for the 3 is maybe an approach. It's
Yeah. I think for a VizDev portfolio, and again, it's like VizDev can include character design and or set design, or it could be one of those where it's just mostly all character designs or all set designs. If it's a set design, I think what you want to do is, I always encourage folks, pretend you're doing like an art of piece or an art of series for a story, so it shows that you're working within a given universe, and you can show exteriors and interiors, establishing shots, master shots, close-ups, and so forth, all within a given story. So that way, it shows that within a story, you show range as well, contrast, different setups based on the characters and where the situation's going. So, and then that'll, when you do like these huge master shots, you're also including props and a sense of lighting, and composition. And it'd be nice too, it's not required, but maybe to build it more in storytelling, include your main character, how they're reacting to the scene, what they're doing in the scene. If not, you can keep these sets empty, but showing a range of that, and then doing that for one story, and then try and do another story. So that way, it's like, oh, this is a story in medieval times. This is a story in present day Netherlands. This is a story in turn of the century Paris. So they all will lend themselves to different technology, materials, reference iconic things happening, that kind of thing. And then for characters, I'm not really qualified to answer for characters. Maybe Wouter or Jeremy.
Well, I think Wouter is better in answering that. Maybe I'm not sure. He has more experience in this. Well, I know that I've been struggling with it the last couple of years, of course, because I just entered this field, and also with festivals, I used to take my portfolio, and along the way it changed because of the feedback that I received. Sometimes I'm not sure.
Maybe you are
exactly
the right person to answer this, because you just managed to enter the business with, so it's most recent actually what you did. Why did you think it worked? What was in your portfolio that
I guess a portfolio is never done. That's the first thing that I had to learn. I talked about this a million times with Dirk, I guess, and I remember the moments when I said, "Well, I'm not going to show my portfolio; it's not done yet." And Dirk always advised me, like, "No, you need to show it. What you've got, show it, and you will get feedback about it." And I started doing that. So that was a really great advice that he gave me. Along the way, what do you need to put in it? Put in there what you want to draw, of course. That's a lot of people told me that as well. if you only fill your portfolio as a
John, it's
character
also
designer with.
something. It's also something you say, John, right? That you kind of you should put the work in your portfolio, the type of projects you want to work on.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
that always helps because you
that's
know that world,
yeah,
you know that better. Yeah,
yeah. I think
I would.
that's I think that kind of advice makes a lot of sense to me. It's like, oh, okay, type of shows that you want to work on. That's the type of work you try to put in your portfolio. So
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. In the
and then
beginning, you think you
also,
need to put everything in there because for me, then for my position, you're thinking about do I need to put different styles in there? Do I need to put in a lot of technical things with turnarounds, facial expressions? Yeah, well, if you fill your portfolio only with turnarounds, and people will hire you to create turnarounds. So if that's what you want to do, then you need to do that, of course. But along the way, well, I know what I prefer, and that's about the concept part, about exploring the characters, and so and also with style. Don't force yourself to do crazy styles that you really don't like to do, because otherwise they will hire you to do it, and then you need to do it for a long time. So I think that's an important thing. But also, um, I spend a little bit time on portfolios, but nowadays often your Instagram accounts, they function as a portfolio. I think the portfolio is, well, not disappearing, of course, but it's getting less because what you do on social media is your portfolio. Not always, of course, because they sometimes they still ask for it.
Yeah, well,
yeah,
I could
I know.
uh, I could think of what studios might want to see, but to be honest, I don't know. At least I don't know literally what each studio individually is looking for, and all I know is what I always did, and I didn't follow any rules on what I thought a portfolio should look like. I just followed my gut, and most of all just put in there what I was most excited about. And I think it has to be that and a combination of showing that you have an idea about the industry you're applying for. Um, One thing that has already been mentioned, that if you want to do character design, put character designs in your portfolio, or if you want to do story, put story uh, in there, um, because I think it's important to show what you're trying to do, um, and then also add something to it that is interesting, that is not a thing that we have already seen thousands of times, because and I think that's something when I see portfolios that often happens, that and I understand why that happens, because you want to break in an industry and you have seen movies that you like. But I think, um, and again, I don't know, but I assume that studios wouldn't be looking for another movie that it looks exactly like a movie they already did.
Yeah, good advice. Good advice. I always say like add storytelling or just kind of storytelling is nice because we're doing that anyway for the art. Um, I think for a character, it's like what are their choices? What clothes did they put on? But then again, you're considering these characters as actors, so you're making the choice for them. So, depending on their personality traits, what type of character they're at, they're going to make choices of what they're going to wear, how they're going to pose, that kind of thing. Same thing for a set design. Like a set design should have some kind of DNA as far as the characters coming in and out of that set. It could be a workplace, a house, um, any kind of area, and within there's like an emotional beat or there's an emotional thing happening, and it's like, oh,
Yes.
is it safe, is it unsafe, is it happy, is it sad? Well, what tells you that? And it could be what's in the room, how it's staged, the vibe you get. It could be a color, it could be lighting, it could be all of these things. But it's like that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to impose some kind of emotional element in the set. Not only the design, but like what vibe do you get? What feeling do you get? What are you trying to say? So.
Yeah, I think that's great advice. I think um, in my experience, the designs I did where I thought about how the characters feel, who they are, even if the design itself, the drawing itself might even be a lesser drawing, but if that feeling comes across, people gravitate towards those drawings more than to a drawing that's maybe has perfect anatomy or something like that, but doesn't have that great emotional quality or story in it.
Yeah, definitely. I would say, well, when you do, and this goes back to Viz Dev, it can go for characters as well, or like story. Treat your Viz Dev pieces like story beats. They're passages in time where it's usually like this is your character in the beginning of the story, and this is their world, this is their technology, this is what we know about them, and then usually the following images there's a contrast. It's because shit happens. It's either good shit or bad shit, but something happens that rocks that person's world. So that's an opportunity for contrast. So it's like, well, what happened? Maybe did a meteor hit their neighborhood? Did a big dinosaur happen? Was it a volcano? Was there a killer on the loose? Are people dying off? Or it doesn't have to be as epic or as dramatic. It could be like, oh, maybe a person entered their life and this person has a profound effect on them. It could be someone they like or they fall in love with, or someone they strive to be and they want to try and be like that or emulate that. And then all the other images will kind of answer or illustrate what the journey of that story is. Do they get what they want? Do they get what they need? And then they all end up as far as like, well, how does the story end? You don't have to put the ending. What's important is kind of be setting it up, beginning, creating the contrast of what's the story's about, and then the journey. That's kind of a nice way of adding storytelling.
Good advice.
So awesome! I'm seeing again. I'm going back out. Awesome. New things happening. This is great. So great. Guys, I think I'm sad to say I think I'm gonna have to head on now. I'm gonna go get some lunch for the family. I think I'm gonna get pizza or something. But
Yes.
I just wanted to.
Yeah, well, guys, I think we've been going on for quite some time now. Maybe this is a good moment to call it a day and just do it again another time.
Yeah,
This has been
absolutely. I
awesome.
would love to do it again.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, this has been awesome, and just catching up with you guys over this has been great. I love it.
Yeah, me too. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, we should do this again.
Cool.
Awesome, guys.
Absolutely.
Well, great. Well.